Hello everyone, my name is Minu Kumar. I'm an associate professor of marketing at San Francisco State University. I'm here to discuss an article that Janell, Townsend, and Doug Vorhies, my co-authors on this paper, have at Journal Product Innovation Management in the current issue of the journal. The title of the article is Enhancing Consumers' Affection for a Brand Using Product Design. So, we are, so if you're a product manager, you've probably often wondered about when you invest in the specific products in your product line, and how consumers see the design of those individual products and how much they value that, and how that translates into their affection for your brand. So we kind of delve into and look at the mechanisms behind that phenomena. And Apple is a good example of this. When you look at Apple, they've invested so much into the design of their specific products and their product line that over time the consumers have this affection towards the brand Apple, right? So the specific question we're going after here is, what types of product level values do design features and attributes create? And how do these value types affect downstream brand level outcomes, such as affection for the brand? So this is the question we're going after. In figure 1, we have a sort of conceptual model of this. So in order to delve into this question, we had to dive into the literature to look at the types of values that product design creates for consumers. So on the left side, you see these value types. Social values is essentially how much status and esteem does the product design convey to the peers of the consumer. The altruistic value is basically the materials that the product is made of, or the design, specific form of the product, and how that conveys if it's sustainable or not. Functional and form and functional values you've heard of before. And emotional is essentially aesthetic value. Certain types of designs aesthetically create a visceral reaction, in the words of Don Norman. And also finally, economic value is based on the materials, the build quality of the product can convey how much the product is worth. Right, so this is what we see on the left-hand side at the product level, and we're looking to create. We have many hypotheses, but most of them are differential hypotheses. In that we're saying that, for example, we say social value and emotional value have a higher effect on brand affection than do functional and economic value. And we say also that this differential effect is also moderated by how loyal the consumer intends to be to a certain product. So in order to test these hypotheses, we employed secondary data from GfK Automotive LLC. They are, they're part of the large GfK group for data. They're a reputed company that collects data from, in this case, car industry, and specifically from people who walk into dealerships with the intention of buying a car, and then ask them these questions on every 6 months. So this data is collected every 6 months from intended buyers for new cars. So we had a large number of data, and we focused on the small entry segment vehicles, meaning vehicles such as the Ford Geo Metro, the brands such as the Toyota Yaris, so small entry level segment for cars. And we had data from 712 usable data points from consumers for 30 different vehicles from 30 different brands. So this is the data set, secondary data that we used for this analysis. Eventually, we analyzed this data and the hypothesis using structural equation modeling. And what we found in our data, and this is what is important for managers, we're going to focus on what is important for managers here. We found that beyond a certain threshold for a functional value, managers should invest more in social value, meaning that consumers, the perceived, social status and esteem that the design provides for consumers has a higher effect on how much they're connected, how much relationship do they have to the brand. So the transference effect of social value from the product to the brand is higher than for functional value and for altruistic value and economic value. And this is important because product managers who might be questioned by their bosses about how does it help the brand, they can certainly tell their superiors that cite the study and tell them that the more you invest and make the product, even a functional product, very, very low end, non-status esteemed product, look more sophisticated, like a hammer or a drill, look more sophisticated, the more the effect on the brand, the relationship that the consumer feels with the brand. The same applies with emotional value, that this also had a higher effect on the relationship with the brand from the product level to the brand level than, again, functional or emotional value. One surprising finding we had in the study was that altruistic value did not have a very high effect on the relationship with the brand. So this again may be the facet of the fact that the low-hash segment, the lifestyles of health and sustainability segment in the US market is a pretty small segment of the general overall population. And as the importance of sustainability grows for the overall population, we think the effect of altruistic value on the affection towards a certain brand would increase. I hope you enjoyed that presentation on the article, and if you want to find more details about the article, please look into the current issue of the journal, and you will find our paper in there. Again, thank you for taking the time and listening to this presentation. Thanks much. Bye.